Fiber friends, how's it going? All right, we are live on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on all the things. And I am Katie. I'm on the Yarn Adventure truck, and I am in a crafting funk, which means that I haven't made anything of note for a little while. And so I am ready to get back into it. If you watched yesterday, you saw that I cast on a brand new tank top. It's called Not Today by Skenanigans. And I am using this really lovely silk noil from uh, Copper Corgi that I got at the Knit and Stitch Boutique in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Um, so I didn't quite make my 5+ inches here. So I'm going to do some more of that. And while I do that, I'm going to show off some needles because that's fun. I'm going to, the other day we visited a yarn shop in Augusta, Georgia. Yeah. So it's called Three Crows. And it's super cute, and I highly recommend it. And they have these super lovely leather cases that hold your Chiagu needles that I am very much in love with. So I was looking for this last night, and I couldn't find it. So I am going to change out my needles and put those other ones away. And so yeah, the leather is from a maker called Lotus Yarn, and lucky enough, they also have their cables and needle tips are interchangeable with Chiagu, which I find absolutely fascinating. So yeah, pretty cool to know that we do have more options out there than just Chiagu. Although those are my favorite, and you won't see me trading anytime soon for any other brand or style. It's a beautiful color scheme. Thank you. So the tank top is this lovely plumeria color, and it's an orange yellow. And then I also will be striping, maybe fading. I'm thinking I might fade it, but I'm also using this color. It's called Indian River Sunset, I believe. And so it's this lovely purple with taupe and blues, and it's just a really pretty color. And I think they're going to look really nice together. So I just got started on it, and I didn't get as far as I wanted to, but that's okay. Sometimes getting out of the crafting funk means that you have to give yourself some grace. So the hippie hooker crochet says it's going to look incredible, and I agree. And I'm hoping to have it done by the end of the month. So we are crafting every day for 30 minutes here on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, just to kind of keep me inspired. So and keep me honest that I'm actually doing the things. So I did do some knitting this morning, and I got some done. We sat at our campsite for a little while this morning before we packed it in, and had a phone call, and so I sat and knitted while we were on the phone call. I do have some crochet projects planned as well. And then I have quite a bit of fiber that I'm pretty excited about spinning. Like, I've been collecting it, and I'm like, oh, I think this is gonna be really fun to use. And I just haven't gotten my wheel out to actually spin. I spin on an EEW 6.1. It's an electric spinner from Dreaming Robots, and it's a great little wheel, and super portable and really fits our mobile lifestyle. I just haven't picked up the wheel and basically turned it on. So I believe it's charged and ready to go, because the last time I used it, it was not, and I went ahead and put it on the charger, and so it should be about half full on battery. So yes. And yeah, so I'm just gonna hang here and do a little crafting. And I will pose the question like I did last night because it looks like we have a few different people tonight. So how crafting funks happen to everyone. We all, if you're a maker of any kind, you've had a moment or few where you just didn't feel like doing it. So how did you break out of your crafting funk? Ambi Marie Knit says that she is spinning this evening. They we got to see them at Eureka Fiber in the Ozarks. They got some lovely spinning fiber from our friend Q at the Fold Out Cat. In fact, they bought this fabulous colorway called Yarn Adventure Truck, and so I'm a little partial to it. The Happy Hooker Crochet says that they are currently working on a crochet sea life mobile for their grandson that's coming this summer. So one of those, hangs over the crib, but they're crafting the little sea life creatures that are going to hang down. And they're working to do about 3 items a day to save her hands because the 2.0 millimeter hook is crazy. I totally agree. When I crochet things that small, I have to take a lot of breaks and really focus. Ambi says that they spun up a little bit of the sample of the Panda Pixie Bob base, and it is super delicious. That is such a fun base to spin from the Fold Out Cat. And so that one is merino, bamboo, and a little bit of silk. And it is just so fun, super shiny, super drapey. It's just a really fun blend to play with. So let's see. Any comments over here on Facebook or YouTube? So that is okay. Try to keep up with that as we go. So for the last almost 100 days, I'm at day like 95. I have worn my wool in dress. This is Flora, and Flora has pockets, and she's sleeveless, and she's a 8515 superwash merino and nylon blend dress, and she's lovely, and I have worn her every day. Yes, she gets washed. Yes, there are spots that happen, and that is okay. And I have not had to think about what I'm going to wear like at all for the last little bit. So it's been fun. It's a 100-day challenge. I'm not sure I got all my days with my pictures, so I'm not sure that I'm going to be submitting that for the gift card. But it has been a fun experiment to see if I can actually do it, which I can. And I have actually really enjoyed wearing the same dress every day. So if you've watched me over the last 3 months, you've noticed that anytime you've seen us, I've had this dress on. So it looks very familiar. It's my favorite color. This is the Marion Berry color from Wool and. Dean is watching baseball tonight. Are they winning? They are not winning. So now you know. Yeah. So yesterday we were at Behind the Pines in Pemberville, Ohio, visiting with Bobby and her shop staff, Leanne, and all of their amazing customers. We had a super great time. We even got to see a guest appearance from Miss Catherine Moon, the book author, who will be making appearances and signing books at Midwest Fiber Festival. Miss Moon is an avid spinner, and she'll probably have some of her hand spun at the Midwest Fiber Festival at the end of April to share with all of you. So make sure and check that out. Her books are super fun too, so highly recommend looking up Catherine Moon and her collections. So tomorrow we are going to be at Coffee Tree Books, A Good Yarn, and Fuzzy Duck Coffee. in Morehead, Kentucky. So that is all in one building, guys. It is an old movie theater that has been turned into a bookstore slash yarn shop, and in the lobby is the Fuzzy Duck coffee shop, which is awesome as well. This is probably one of my favorite places to go. It is just so fun, and they have just so many really neat things. And it's just nice to immerse yourself in that environment. So the yarn truck gets to park out front, and tomorrow's gonna be warm, but I think it's gonna be a pretty lovely day with the breeze that's blowing. And so we'll be able to possibly have the awning out so it's nice and shady. We just went to Walmart and bought a new fan, and so that will be joining us. And we're actually running the AC right now because it warmed up a whole lot. Earlier this week, I was layered in wool um, to stay warm, so that was fun. Today, we also stopped in at a yarn shop in Cincinnati, and that was really fun. Hadn't been there before. We really enjoyed it. It's called Hank, a yarn boutique, and it is in the Hyde Park area of Cincinnati. There was an amazing little sushi restaurant and a macaron bar just down the street, and so we were able to have sushi, which was kind of time inefficient. And then we went next door to the macaron bar, and he was like super duper efficient, and so it was very fun to see that juxtaposition. But Dean has eaten half of each of the macarons, and then I am going to eat the other half very soon. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm going to do that. We drove about 5 hours today, and I'm kind of tired. So, which may be one of the reasons why I haven't been doing as much crafting, is we have been doing a lot of driving lately. So, in the last 3 months, we have done a little more than 12,000 miles of driving. So it doesn't seem like that much when you're like, oh, it's just 3,000 miles a month. And then you're like, but like back in the day when they used to recommend an oil change every 3 months or 3,000 miles. So we're driving quite a bit more than the average person. And so, and we do that often in long stretches. So it's usually like 4 to 6 hours at a time. I'd rather spend a day driving and get it done than to spend, 4 days driving and then lots of little stops. I just I feel it's an inefficient use of my time. So mainly because if I'm not going to knit or create or something, then I might as well just do it all one day and not worry about it. So, all right, we're going to measure this. Getting close. I think we're not quite where we need to be, but we're getting close. I have this really cute panda measuring tape. His tail is a little pom-pom, and that's where you pull for the measuring tape. So for my size, I need about another 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to keep going. One of the things I did read about this pattern was that it turned out a lot bigger on a lot of people than they thought it was going to. It is an oversized garment and is meant to be so. It's also supposed to be super drapey. And so I'm actually considering going down a size. Luckily, the cast on was the same for several of the sizes right there together for this section. And so actually, I probably need to check how long that is going to be. So I'm going to check that out right now. Yeah, so maybe. I see a few people hopping on and off. I'm glad you're visiting today and hanging out with us. I'm working on the Not Today tank top by Skenanigans, also known as Ellie. And let's see. if I go down a size, which would be just fine, most likely. Um, I go to the same length. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna keep going, just like I'm doing right now. Flip back here. All right. So I use a platform called StreamYard to help with streaming to multiple places at the same time. And so that's how I can see all the comments from Facebook and YouTube together. And then Instagram is its own window, so I can see that separately. And so hopefully that is working well for you guys as well. So today when we left, it was super windy, and I ended up like fighting the wind for most of the day. But Dean and I did do a bunch of planning, and one of the things we did today was he called an RV place down in South Carolina, and we thought that they had the unicorn of RVs that we're looking for. So we're looking for a very specific model of a new RV, and it has to be a specific chassis, and then I want the slide, and I want, like, this style and not that style. And so um I he called down there to check to see if they had it, and because the pictures weren't matching what was listed, and so when it came up, that was not, apparently they had the one without the slide. And so I was a little sad, but that's okay. That means we did learn that we can order the RV that we want, and right now it's between 2 and 3 months for delivery. So we might be able to talk to one of the places that we know a little better, and a little more local to where we want to pick it up at, and be able to have that ready for us in a timely manner. So um, we're going to keep looking and see how that goes. So we'll do that, and then we will do. I am also I'm in charge of looking up trailer information. So we are going to have a custom trailer built, um, and to house the yarn shop side of our lives. And doing that means that I need to talk to a couple of different places and find out timelines and financing and that kind of thing. So um, pretty excited about some changes, but that also means that Evie is for sale. And I'm mentioning it here. We're going to be putting some advertising out soon about that. But Yard Adventure isn't going away. We're just changing our look. So don't worry. We're still going to be bringing you the very best in indie dyed yarns all over the country, and I will be learning to park and drive a trailer, which is always super fun, and I will get better at doing that. So it's one of those things where you like everyone's like, "Oh, it's not so bad," and I'm like, "It's not so bad, but it definitely has a learning curve, and none of us are good at the things we first set out to do." So it's just being able to accept that, hey, I'm not good at this right now, but I will get better, and with time and practice. And Dean said that he felt about when we moved into this rig that he was worried about being able to drive it and like how to park it and that kind of thing. And now he like drives and parks it like a pro, so it's all good. And but I do most of our driving, so yeah. So a lot of times when I am in a crafting funk, what I have done before is instead of doing live video for 30 minutes a day, I will actually go through and I'll set a timer, and I will set a timer for a couple times a day, and I will sit there and like make myself do a craft for a little while, um, whatever creative thing it may be. And so that usually helps quite a bit. And then like last fall in September, I went live every day and we did 20 minutes of spinning. And so um, my recommendation is whenever you purchase a spinning wheel is that you should spend 20 minutes a day for the next month getting to know your wheel or spinning device, whatever it may be. And so that you can build your skills and also build your confidence with your new machine. So that is why we recommend that. And for most people, including me, it takes me about, if I spend 20 minutes a day, for it takes me about 15 days, 10 days to go through an ounce of fiber or so. So about ends up being, however long it is, 200 minutes or so. So it's not as long as it sounds, but it's a really good way to try that. Oh, working on someone else's project. Yeah, that definitely helps. Doing completely different craft than normal. That is a really good one. Thank you, Amber. Those are really good suggestions. Um, and so sometimes I will switch out. I have done that where I will switch out and just try something totally different. Last summer I did a bunch of weaving, which is not in my wheelhouse for the most part. And that did seem to help for a little while. But the knitting definitely has taken a back seat, and I really need samples for the truck, and so I really need to get back at it and make more things. So just in general. But yeah, and occasionally I'll dive into things like coloring books or let's see, I did needle felting for a little while. I did some I've never gotten into painting. Does anybody else do painting? I also cannot grow anything. I have a plant. His name is Mo. He's a money tree, so Mo Money. Um, and he's amazing. And he's super awesome. So I love that. He went to live with and I did really good with him. So he like lived on our bathroom counter for a long time, and I would move him, and I had to transplant him at one point because he got too big for his little bucket, his little pot. And transplanting him, he really struggled. But then he came back and he was super thriving. And then we moved into a super dark, studio apartment for a few months. And Mo did not like it there. So then he went to live with my sister. And my sister had an infant at the time. And then, infant has gotten bigger, is now a toddler. And Mo is struggling. He has abandoned like one of his big like branches and has totally grown a new sprout, like a new stalk with leaves. And those look pretty good, but all the other growth is just gone. And so we're not sure if that was with like his like watering or with, sunlight or just like placement next to the window or something. But that's definitely Mo is my only plant, and he doesn't live with me anymore. So Amber says that that they also sample knit, which is great. I just we move around so much, and oftentimes I don't we don't have these things. Like this is not yarn that I carry all the time. So this is not yarn I carry at all, actually. So this is not something that I would have going. So yeah. And yeah, so it's, you know, this is knitting for my wardrobe, but it will be inspiration for other people eventually as well. So, and my wardrobe is available to hang out with and use on the truck as well. So, all right. I am at the point that my pattern wants me to do something else. So let me check my pattern and see what I need to do. Okay. Now I'm going to have to read, and I'm going to have to start. I'm starting to do some increasing. So, yes or no. Yes, some increasing. So I am going to have to actually concentrate and do something fun. So I'm going to do that, and we're at 26 minutes. So, yeah, here it is. Here's what I'm doing right here. And I think it's turning out really nice. So tomorrow, hopefully you'll see some progress going and adding more sideways. So I think that'll work really, really well. Um, and yeah, so yeah. And how is everyone doing okay otherwise? Like, tell me about your lives. I want to know. I live for some gossip. So, but yeah, we're doing some fun things here. Um, and we are going to be at that, like I said, at the coffee bookstore tomorrow that also sells yarn. It's like Katie's Ideal World. And there's an excellent children's book section. And here in a minute, I'm going to ask Dean to make me some coffee because we went to Walmart and I got some oat milk a while ago, and I haven't had any oat milk in the last couple of days. So I'm very excited about that too. We're having a really good time. And living in the RV is, it can be challenging, and I keep losing things, but we're going to make it through. And it sounds like my mom just called, so I'm going to give her a call back, and I will chat with all of you tomorrow. So until then, happy crafting. Bye, friends.